Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, and if you already been subscribed to my channel, welcome back to my channel. I know this was gonna be a hard video to make, but here I am today, finna go ahead and get it over with. I haven't been in front of my camera in so long, but yeah, this video gonna be all over the place basically. Okay, so if you don't follow me on TikTok, there we go. And you know, I got some videos on here or whatever. So yeah. This was his diaper bag. It's big. Real big. All black, cute, and heavy. It got a lot of stuff in it, but this was his diaper bag, y'all. Okay, so let me just give y'all a rundown for the people who don't know. So my due date was February 1st, and I decided to be induced at 39 weeks, just because I was ready to have my baby. Like, I was tired of being pregnant. Get induced at 39 weeks. It wasn't no health reason as to why I wanted to be induced. I know that was a question. It wasn't no reason. I just wanted to be induced. You know, I was just ready to meet my baby, and I feel like that's the best decision I could have made anyways. You know, if it was, you know what I'm saying, if my child did survive, you know, and the outcome was different, I feel like that was the best decision for me, and I didn't even know it making that decision. So hey, yeah, so I was gonna be induced at 39 weeks. So I turned 39 weeks on January the 24th, and my induction was scheduled for 6 p.m. that day. So we just gonna start off with what happened. So I know a question I got was on my TikTok was like, was I feeling anything the day before, anything like that? I felt fine the day before. I don't remember much about that day. I don't remember much about it, but I was feeling fine. It was January 24th, 2023, the day of my induction. I woke up feeling fine. Yeah, as I can recall, I woke up feeling fine. Like, I don't remember much about that morning at all. It seemed like every time something happened, you don't never remember much about that day or that morning. I don't know why that happens, but I don't remember much about that morning. Out of nowhere, I remember being in real bad pain, and I'm thinking maybe I'm having contractions because I never been pregnant before, so I don't know what contractions feel like. I know I wasn't dilated like at all my appointments, cervix still closed, you know, whoop the whoop. So I'm like, you know, I never had this type of pain before, so I'm like, you know, this gotta be early labor, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that's what I thought it was. So I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna try to push through, because this same day I had a hair appointment at 2 o'clock. I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to make it into my hair appointment. Remind you, it's like when it started happening, probably like 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, something around there. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna push through it, because, you know, I see people, you know, dealing with contractions all the time and just, you know, laboring at home. You know, my hair still needed to be washed and blow dried, and I still needed to take a shower. So all that still needed to be done. So at first I was able to deal with the pain. I was like, okay, you know, I could deal with this, and that. And then it got stronger, it got worse. Like, the pain got worse. Like, the pain got worse to where I couldn't deal with, and I still had to take a shower, mind y'all. So I'm like, okay, you know, I texted my baby daddy, I'm like, you probably gonna have to come help me take a shower, this and that, because, you know, I can't stand up. I couldn't stand up. Like, I was in pain that bad that I could not stand up. I couldn't stand up to take a shower. I couldn't stand up to do nothing. I couldn't find my clothes to put on. And at that point, like I had realized, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm still thinking it's labor or whatever. So at the end of the day, you know, I ended up getting in the shower, but I couldn't stand up, so I was sitting down in the tub. And, you know, I was trying to bathe myself and wash my hair, just trying to do everything by myself. Cause I just knew I had to get the shit done, and I had to get it done quick. So at that point, you know, fast forward, you know, he had came home by then, you know what I'm saying? And when I realized I could barely like get myself dressed, I couldn't do nothing. Then I started feeling like I had to throw up, like I was about to throw up. I think I was getting, did I overheat? I don't know if I was getting hot. Yeah, I think I was getting hot, I was overheating, and it just felt like I was gonna throw up, like, out of nowhere. So I'm like, yeah, something's wrong. So I'm like, at that point, that's when I realized that I had to take my ass to the hospital. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the hospital. Like, fuck the hair appointment at this point, because obviously I'm not gonna make it. You know, the pain was so bad, I'm like, yeah, ain't no hair appointment. My hair was still wet / damp. I just put a head scarf on it, but my hair, I didn't have time to blow dry my hair, nothing. Like, that's how serious I was about going to the hospital, because when you in so much pain, it's only so much you could take. And I'm like, yeah, I'm finna have this baby, not knowing what it was. So anyways, fast forward, we get to the hospital or whatever. They take me to triage, and at that time I didn't really know what was going on. I remember, you know, the RN trying to get me to like control my breathing and stuff, because I couldn't control my breathing. Like, I was in so much pain, and she didn't really know what was going on either, but she was trying to get me to control my breathing. You know, I guess she thought it was contractions because I told her it was contractions, but I didn't know. But she was trying to get me to control my breathing and stuff like that. And then you know, to put the monitors on me. But at that time, so she couldn't find a heartbeat, and at that time I'm so focused on, like, I'm just thinking like I'm getting ready to have my baby. I'm not even worried about what she's doing. You know, it's not clicking to me, because or else I would have been panicking, y'all. I was not panicking. I was so calm and like just myself, because I didn't know what was going on. Like, I didn't think nothing of it. She put the monitors on me and stuff, and she was like, you know, she was trying to find a heartbeat, and she asked me, she was like, do you have an anterior placenta? And that question kind of confused me, because I'm like, why is she asking me that? At that time, it still wasn't clicking to me, you know, what was going through her mind. It still wasn't clicking to me. So I'm like, why is she asking me that? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no, you know what I'm saying? I still ain't think nothing of it. Yeah, everybody just came rushing in and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like, am I finna have a baby? Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm still confused at this point. I'm like, am I finna have a baby? Like, what's going on? So then they go to sticking IVs in my arms, both arms. Yeah, so after they did that, they tried to find a doctor. My doctor was on maternity leave, so they had to get whatever doctor was there. So he came rushing in with the ultrasound machine. And when I seen the ultrasound machine, that's when it really got to me. I'm just thinking like, okay, maybe they just finna check on a baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember looking at the ultrasound machine, but then again, I was looking at the nurses who was just standing all around. And I looked at one nurse, and like, I just seen her whole face, like she just looked sad, like she was finna cry. So I'm, you know, in my head, I'm like, you know, why is she looking like that? You know, not in a bad way, but it's like, you know, what's going on? What's happening that I don't know about? You know what I'm saying? So then I look at the ultrasound machine or whatever, and you know, he's looking at my baby, but I don't see like any movement. So I'm like, you know, at first I didn't want to believe it. So I'm like, maybe my baby's asleep, but it was just too it was just too still. And like on the ultrasound machine that they brought in, I really couldn't see anything. Like it's not like my ultrasounds when I went to the appointments, like you could see everything clear. It was like I just seen his, I guess his spine, and that was it. And it was no movement at all. So I'm like, okay, what's in my head? You know, that's when I guess it started kicking in a little bit, but it still didn't register in my head. I'm like, okay, you know, I just, my mind wasn't gonna let me believe that, you know what I'm saying, that's what was happening. Like he gone, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it still ain't registered at that point either. So I'm like, okay. So then the doctor still, you know, he wasn't saying anything. Then he closed the ultrasound machine. So at that point I'm just thinking like, okay, what's gonna happen now? Because everyone's quiet, the doctor's quiet. I'm still laying there not knowing what's going on. And I know the nurses know that I didn't know what was going on because I didn't have no reaction to nothing they was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no reaction to anything. So I know they probably was like, okay, she's not freaking out because she doesn't know. And after that, he was just like, I'm sorry. He was like, I'm sorry, but there's no heartbeat. And I was like, you know, I was just looking because I was still in disbelief. I'm like, oh, this just happened so fast. I don't understand, like, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't say nothing. Like, I was still just looking like, you know, I'm in disbelief. I'm like, no heartbeat. What? How? I'm not understanding. So at that time, you know, I couldn't really cry because I was still in shock. I couldn't cry like, you know how some people be boo-hoo crying? Like, I couldn't do that because I was in shock. I was still processing everything. So then, you know, I'll say by, you know, a minute after, you know, that's when it finally hit me. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to hear my baby cry. Like, I basically felt like everything I did was for nothing. Like, and then, you know, that's when it hit me. I just started crying. Like, I had to let it out. You know, I don't even remember what I was saying. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember, but I know I was crying and I was saying some stuff, but I don't remember what I was saying. So basically, the doctor, he was like, you know, we just gonna have to end up doing a emergency C-section. And yeah, you know, so that happened like, you know what I'm saying? That happened like 10 minutes after, I believe. You know, it's a good little bit while they got everything prepared and, you know, the medication and stuff like that they gave to me. I don't remember going to sleep at all, which is, you know, that's, y'all know how anesthesia and stuff do. I don't remember, like, I don't remember. I just remember waking up and when I woke up, I was in some room, you know, I was in recovery, but I just remember waking up like not knowing really what happened. I remember, you know, the nurse asking me like, you know, do you want to see your baby and stuff like that. At the time, it's crazy, like, I kind of knew what happened. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to see my baby or if I didn't, because I really wasn't concerned about seeing him. Like, you know, I was like, I'll see him when I see him, like, whenever they bring him, you know. I wasn't like, you know, oh, I want to see my baby, this and that. Like, the nurse asked, but, you know, I don't think I answered her either. I was like, not yet. I don't know, I told her something. I was like, you know, I just wasn't ready to see him yet. I don't know why, you know. I still was, you know, not right. So later on that day, I ended up seeing him. I think they just brought him in because at that point I still didn't tell the nurse like, okay, I want to see my baby. I think she asked and I was like, okay, you can bring him or something like that. I remember when she first brought him in there, it was like love at first sight. So I hope I kind of summed up the story. Like, you know, if I left something out that you want to know, you know, I will make another video and address it and stuff like that, because I know it was all over the place, and you know, it's still kind of hard for me to make a video and talk about it, and it's still kind of hard for me to think and process my thoughts and get my words together, as y'all could tell. But that's basically it for, like, you know, basically what happened. I had a stillbirth. Yeah, I was 39 weeks. So basically I'm gonna show y'all my hospital bag, what I packed, you know, what I had in the bag for him to wear and stuff, and you know, basically everything I packed and stuff like that. And you know, I'm gonna show some gifts and stuff. I'm gonna show some stuff that people got him, my stuff my co-workers got him and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for watching and stay tuned for part 2.